Aries, welcome to your weekly Sidereal forecast for July 13th through the 19th. My name is Athen. So a lot going on this week. If you have any questions, please let me know, but I'm going to go through it rather quickly. We've got the new moon in your third house of thoughts and communication, so new things shaping up about that. We've already had a lot of energy here involving your third house with your ruler Mars, probably very direct, assertive, with those ideas, communications, and exchanges. Also siblings is seen from here. Any type of trade or anything in close proximity, short distance travel, things like that. This is what the whole next lunar cycle is for you for the next 30 days, starting from Wednesday. So around Wednesday during the new moon, just kind of reflect on these things, and that'll lay the foundation for the rest of the month for you. So that being said, on Wednesday, while we have the new moon, we also have Mercury conjoining up to your ruler Mars while they oppose up to Pluto at the exact same time. So strong synchronicity there, and it has probably something to do with understanding more about, the way you're coming across, the way you're communicating, the way you're thinking about things, especially in the very direct manner, which is often the case with Mars anyways. But that being said, with the opposition from Pluto is finding the balancing point and not going to any extremes. Here, it's a third house is very practical. It's a very rational part of the chart. It's about the analytical mind. The ninth house, where you've had Pluto, is about spirituality, astrology, everything that isn't, necessarily concretized, conceptualized. It's very expansive, very open. It's about philosophy and spiritual studies. So there's this is like the left side of the brain here. This is like the right side of the brain. And so finding the balance with that, as I've been talking about, but with your ruler this week, it's going to be especially important around Wednesday middle part. I'm not going to any extremes here. And especially with Pluto, it's about non-attachment. Pluto is the ego killer, and Mars is in very many ways our own desires, which is often associated with the ego, especially conjoining up to Mercury, which is the thinking mind. So the important thing here is non-attachment middle part of the week. Like I've been saying, it's going to be very important for you, though, in particular with Mars. So if there is any, intensity, if there is any sort of if you're noticing ego energies perhaps coming out in others, it's really non-attachment, at least from your perspective, is the greatest way to handle this. And this is non-attachment towards your visions, your ideas, everything relating to basically the intellectual, conceptual, and wisdom axes of the chart, the knowledge axes of the chart, which is the third and the ninth house. So that's the middle part of the week, and there can certainly be some new powerful changes taking place in regards to all this, especially with the new moon here involving that third house. So on Monday, though, leading into it, we've got a couple aspects to take note of. The sun will be squaring up to Uranus. So the important energy here is patience on Monday in particular, because Uranus can be wanting to make some sudden changes relating to some of these ideas or new beginnings or whatever. So Monday, keeping it balanced, but maybe there are some things to honor about your spiritual freedom, which has been the case with Uranus transiting up to the 12th house there. Mercury trining up to Neptune, though, does suggest that our minds should be quite peaceful. An imagination can be quite high, actually, this early part in relation to these ideas. So utilize that, because Neptune is always about, the non-conceptual. So a nice aspect up to Mercury can help us open our minds, help us, imagine some things and daydream in a healthy way, of course. So that can be very nice, very supportive towards these new things shaping up for you on Monday. Then Monday and Tuesday, the sun trines up to Chiron, so there is some healing taking place. It's a very supportive week, actually, for all your groups, friends, and community-related things, which is Neptune and Chiron forming nice aspects. So some healing perhaps of the of your self-expression, because there's been a lot of passion perhaps about this learning, wanting to learn and communicate or whatever it is. So that can be healing when we're wanting to understand more about that. So I think that just goes hand in hand with a lot of this importance of reflection. Because the new moon is a time of lower energy, so it's a time of just kind of pausing for a second, reflecting on these things, so we can understand more about it. So I think that can be healing. Monday through Thursday, Venus will be squaring up to Saturn. So this is a totally different part of the chart now that we're talking about. Venus is shifting into your fifth house here on Wednesday. And this square is going to be going on all the way Monday through Thursday. So the important thing here, first of all, is that with Venus shifting into your fifth house, you certainly can enjoy the creative side of life. You can enjoy the self-expression. You can enjoy the the starting and creating things, whether it's creative or otherwise, and simply just having that playful attitude of life with Venus there. But you'll notice that more and more over the next few weeks. She's going to go retrograde here, actually, But you'll notice this enjoyment certainly available shifting into that this week. So enjoy that stuff. With that being said, with the square up from Saturn, is just be patient with it, and be disciplined with it, which is an interesting sort of paradox because the fifth house is about fun and enjoyment, but Saturn is about very serious discipline. So we can have fun in a disciplined way, and that's essentially what Saturn is showing us with this kind of aspect. So, patience with that stuff, even patience with home and family stuff, perhaps, because Venus will still be aspecting that fourth house of yours somewhat. And she does naturally rule your relationships, so working hard, discipline there, also with the financial discipline there, because she rules your second as well, or anything else material related, will be an important consideration this week. So that's the bulk of the week, and then over the weekend, Mercury will be squaring up to Uranus. So there, patience again. I mean, that's just what it is. There's changes happening with your spirituality, as there has been, but this week we'll be highlighting that, which is changing the way you perceive life on that deeper level, and that's all very liberating. So over the weekend, wanting to understand more about the unconscious stuff, like I was saying, putting in that constructive energy into that with the square, and all that you can find very healing because Mercury will be trining up to Chiron. So in a nutshell, the biggest energy here is that of this new moon, new beginnings and assertiveness, understanding more about your ideas and things like this relating to your third house. Okay, so it's very conceptual and learning. While that's taking place, keeping things nice and balanced with relationships, values, and enjoying life, but in that disciplined way, particularly this week. Next week, Venus won't be squaring up to Saturn, so that Venus will start to lighten up a little bit more, and you'll be able to enjoy, that fun, creative stuff. This is also romance, small business, children, things of that nature. So, Aries, have a nice week. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Thank you again for all of your support, and I will see you all next time. Take care.